Y'all, I took a half day today to take my son to an appointment he had. When I tell you this Northern Virginia traffic is no joke, it is no joke. I had to drop him off in the front of the building. Here I am rushing trying to get into this massive medical center to get up to the clinic where his appointment was. And a little fun fact about this building. This building used to be where I worked for a major Fortune 500 company that relocated and is now a state-of-the-art medical center. I was so lost, and it was just so nostalgic. Well, maybe it wasn't. It was just weird coming in this building, seeing it all light, airy, and open. Very nice, because it definitely did not look like this when I worked there. Not to say it was bad, but it was all dark, dim, had this very old carpet. For the most part, it was kept clean. But wow, that's all I can think about. And as we were sitting here in the medical office waiting for his medical provider to come in, I was like, look at this. These are some of the offices that I used to be in doing IT work. I was just amazed. Appointment went well. You'll see us leaving here. And we stopped in what we called the tower at the time. I'm not sure what they call it now. I was showing him where we used to eat lunch at across the street from this tower. Because it is a huge facility. The campus is just so beautiful. Here we are taking a look at the other side. And look at that sun, y'all. Today was such a beautiful day in Northern Virginia until later this evening when all the rain came. But yeah, it is a beautiful campus. It brought back memories. I used to literally commute to this place 5 days a week for work before it became a medical facility. Anyway, I guess enough of that. He was sitting there trying to plug in his next appointment. I'm like, boy, hurry up. But while he was doing that, I just kept soaking it up. I was texting friends and calling people like, hey, guess where I am? Look at the building now. Look how it looks in the inside. They were just as surprised. Here we are. He finally got everything plugged into his phone. We headed downstairs to go see what was in the gift shop, and that was a pharmacy on the right-hand side. Really nice. This gift shop, if I'm not mistaken, this is where the bank used to be within our building. They had a lot of nice items in the gift shop. It was really cute. A little bit pricey, but it is definitely a very nice gift shop. You'll see us checking out things. And oh, those sweaters are really nice. I want one of those sweaters. He picked up this little thing because it said not a toy. We still didn't figure out what the thing really was. But these sweatshirts were really nice. But $52? Yeah, but they were nice. The material feels so good. Call me cheap. I liked it, but I was not about to pay $52. This book had something about birds on it. There you go. He loves learning about birds. And he was trying to show me a turkey. Looked just like him. Anyway, we looked at just about everything in the gift shop. I'm just so impressed and amazed at the beauty of it and everything they had in there. They had a lot of really nice things up in there. If only they had a nice store like this in there when I worked in there. This boy stopped and looked and touched everything. I'm like, dude, come on. Let's go. At this point, we were both hungry. He wasn't acting like it, though. He had to look at everything. And I was like, trying to rush him. Did not work. So, yeah, he was looking at all the Father's Day gifts, trying to get ideas. What he's going to get his dad for Father's Day. I don't know what he's looking at now. But he made sure he looked at every single thing they had in this store. I was trying my best to rush him, but it was not working. Look at him. See? Picking up cards and everything. That card had something to do with astrology. That's his other thing. It's like, dude, let's go. I think we were finally making our way to the door. Yep. And so here we go. Marching on out. Had to get a picture of all the signs. I wish I had photos for comparison of the older building. I'm going to have to check with some friends, see if they have it. Look at this view when we go down the escalator, y'all. I mean, nobody wants to be sick. I don't want anybody sick, and pray that no one has to come to this facility long term. But in the event that you do, it was so welcoming. It was sterile, but it wasn't so sterile to the point that it was creepy. It was not that type of sterile at all. But it was a very nice facility. And I guess I'm just in awe in it because I have not stepped foot in this building since the company that I work for left and closed in 2015. This guy right here was a big contributor to this facility to the tune of like $50 million. They received over $120 million in philanthropic. How do you say that word? Philanthropic? You know the word I'm trying to say. Anyway, they received over $120 million, and he contributed $50 million of those $150 million. And here we are, finally heading to the car. Of course, he had to just stop and see who all contributed to the facility. And I'm going to say some major companies, major dealerships that are here in the Northern Virginia area. You had places like Outback, Panera Bread. Yeah, it's a lot of major contributors. Finally, dude, let's go. I'm hungry. And why is he walking so fast and looking back at me like I need to hurry up when I've been the one that's been trying to get to the car the entire time so we can go get some food? Finally, we made it to Curry Mantra. We had decided last night that we were going to have Indian food today. He got the mango lassi. I stayed with a Sprite. I'm not sure what these chips and dips were. Those were the samosas he enjoyed. And yeah, this is just like a little capture of the food. I didn't do too much video. Get too much video footage while we're in the restaurant. I was hungry. At that point, actually, I was becoming hangry. These chips and dip were okay. I believe the darker one was more like some sort of tamarind sauce. It was pretty sweet. Chicken vindaloo is what I got. That's the garlic naan. And he ordered chicken tikka masala. That's the basmati rice that went with it. I'm not sure if we've already passed a photo of the samosas. And they were pretty big, but here's what the restaurant looks like in the inside. It's pretty cute. We enjoyed it. I would rate it a 7 out of 10. And here we go on this long hike back home. It was starting to get dark, but it was a very nice ride, just chilling with him. And we were chatting and listening to the music, trying to come up with some summer plans and different things that we wanted to do. It's always pretty cool when you get to have one-on-one time with the kids. Though he had an appointment today, it was not a bad appointment, and we got to have lunch together, because since he's been home from school, we haven't been able to hang out too much because of work. So this was really nice, even though it was not a good traffic day. We were almost 20 minutes late for his appointment because traffic was terrible. However, they were very accommodating. We had to wait a little bit, and he still got a chance to see, his provider, which was good. And also, graduation season is upon us. So I think that played a major part in the traffic being so bad today. We were not able to really get on the DMV's finest 95 to go home. And yeah, right as we were getting closer to home, look what happens. The sky just fell open. And so it got a little bit tricky. And I mean, when it started coming down, it started coming down hard. People were driving like they had lost their minds, y'all. People were driving crazy for no reason at all. And so, yeah, instead of focusing on trying to get footage, I said, no, I'm going to focus on keeping my hands on the wheel and the eyes on the road, because these people don't care, y'all. These people do not care in the DMV. They do not reduce their speed. They will suddenly brake. They have no fear of water. That is not me. So look at my windshield wipers working overtime. That is how hard it was raining. And like I said, today has not been a good traffic day, where it would normally take us about 45 minutes from home to that facility. It took us almost 2 hours to get there, and getting back, it took us about maybe 2.5 hours. So in fact, today has been a horrible traffic day. If you don't like traffic, the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia might not be your option as a place to live or visit, because you will never know what you get until you get here. Hopefully you all had a great week, and wherever you're at, that you'll have some nice weather, or that you have something planned for yourself and your loved ones this weekend. Get out and do something fun. Get some fresh air as much as you can. Try and spend some time with your loved ones.